Hope you guys are doing great. Um, Today I had the opportunity to go for a hike, and every single day that I can go for a hike, I will. I'll try to post a few pictures, maybe on the community page. Would work. So it was the volcanoes here in Albuquerque. There are 7 volcanoes, and you can go hiking at one of them, and it's a really nice little gravel path up to an area where you can actually see the whole Albuquerque city in front of you on the other side of the mountain. And it was just such a special experience. The reason I felt prompted to go is because a friend of mine that is quite young and energetic hikes to the top of a mountain every single weekend. And so I was thinking that every single week, being able to hike to the top of a mountain would be really important. So that is why I decided to go hiking. Now, while I was doing the hike up to the mountains today, I did, as I was taking pictures, I was thinking a lot about my dad and wishing that I could text him the pictures. And so um, that made me sad, but I also realized that he was with me on that journey. So my dad was with me on the journey. As I took the pictures, I could show them to him in the ethereal right then and there. So on my way home, I saw a coyote, and I looked through my spirit animal oracle deck and found the card of the coyote. And this one is trust in divine detours. And I would say that right now I am in that spot in life, in the divine detour. Every time I think that something's going to happen, that I'm going to move forward in some ways, something doesn't work out. And this week I finally came to the decision that what's happening is that I am supposed to believe 110% in source energy is going to take care of me and help me in my future, and to learn to totally trust and let go in the situation. So this card, the message is, do you find that you are being led on a strange detour in your life right now? Does it seem that what appears to be on the next right action and the right choice, best situation, or fabulous relationship unexpectedly turns into the opposite, or just disappears into thin air as if you've been tricked? Chaos trickster energy is designed to bring you okay, Coyote's trickster energy is designed to bring you into situations to teach you lessons you have forgotten to learn. Perhaps you need a taste of failure before you experience success, a need to feel disappointment before you can truly appreciate the joy, love, and prosperity that is coming up for you. Perhaps you are revising a pattern you forgot wasn't in alignment with the life you are intending to co-create. Being reminded that gratitude, not complacency, will keep you awake and aware of all that is available to you in this moment. Coyote Spirit reminds you to laugh about the unexpected twists, um, to develop humility and gratitude while releasing your attachments to the form of the desires. When even you suddenly find yourself on a detour, wondering when you will get back on track to manifesting what you desire, remember that Spirit has a plan and wants the best for you. Trust in divine order now. Coyote Spirit is a divine helper. No matter what seems to go astray, things are exactly as they're supposed to be. So, sometimes the goal that you have decided to create isn't the one that you're supposed to do. Or maybe the plan that you have played in action isn't the plan you're supposed to have. So when the coyote shows up, he reminds you that you might be being tricked to go in the wrong direction. And it says sometimes a goal is so enticing and alluring that you lose your footing in the pursuit. You begin to fixate on capturing the prize, but you may not see all of the intricacies that are necessary for this situation. So when I was on my walk, I picked up some rocks, and one of the ones I think is interesting is this one, and also this one. I don't know if you can see it at all. This one actually has quite a bit of agate in it, even though it's fairly dark. I know. You might look at this and think, wow, what is that? This has a very unique line going through it. A direction or path. So one of the things that I have been thinking a lot about is how we want to follow our purpose, our meaning for life, and to know where we're going and what we are supposed to be doing. And in all of that, the earth is here. The earth remembers us, remembers our energy, and it helps us remember who we are. So I was wanting to look at a little bit more, what does the earth remember? So I'm going to use some tarot. Let me spend a little bit more time the Four of Pentacles. Now, if we're looking at this in a timing, it's like the next 4 months. if we're looking at it, or next 4 years actually, um, if we're looking at, it's like this lady is holding on to her purse really tight and she's looking away. It is interesting that the environment that she's in is very similar to where I was hiking today, with the hills and mountains and the plains, kind of barren flatland. She's a beautiful purse. She's wearing a lot of jewels and gold. She's holding that very tight. She's looking away. She doesn't want to interact. She's kind of holding her own. So when we think of this in the sense of the earth remembering us, I often think of this card as having some lack. Like that, holding on really tight because you're afraid of the lack in your life, which is the next card, the Five of Pentacles. So you're holding on tight, trying to keep from moving into that place of lack. So it could be that the earth remembers why we kind of feel, why we feel like we have to hold on so tight, why we're so afraid of losing out, of not getting what we need. Why are we so afraid of that? So the earth remembers. And I feel like in this case, it's the last 4 years. So 2018 through 2022. So the last little while, things have really been changing. We've had that pandemic to deal with. A lot of things that we're tending to, if we're afraid we might lose, we might be holding on really tight. In the last 4 years, we've been dealing especially with this holding on tight more than normal. Why is it? What does the earth remember that we need to know? The Chariot. The first thing I noticed here was the horses running free. See, they're not attached to the chariot. About the chariot is that it actually moves magically because it's connected to the horses energetically, but they're not actually attached with any kind of bridles. And so as they're moving forward, they're going forward, and it kind of has this look of like a gypsy home that they're pulling. And horses are a representation of freedom, and especially when they're without bridles and they're just running wild, there's a lot of freedom here. I'm getting that feeling that there's too much freedom. It's like somebody around you spent their money too easily, just too readily. They moved forward too quickly. They just let things flow. And so you started feeling really scared. So it's probably a masculine in your life. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles, the lack. So there was probably a time in your life where you, it was taken away from you. You were in a state of lack, and you didn't see the help that was there. That's the whole point. It's like the door, the church that, is right there ready to help you. The key to the lock, but she doesn't see the key to the lock. She doesn't see a way in. She doesn't see a way out. So, there was a time, be in our past lives or in our own past here in this life, that we had a high enough sense of lack. Things were taken away to the point that we have this fear, this real fear of things being taken away. And if they're and it definitely has to do with a masculine who is very free with their money. So I think this is what we want to move into this sense of freedom, but balance, stability. So it's the Four of Wands. So there's a lot of stability in that Four. They're still embracing that freedom, the fun, celebration, but at the same time having a solid stability. So how to enjoy your money, spend, but also save. So, they've saved enough money to buy a nice place to live, but they're also still feeling very free in those endeavors. So it's interesting because I have a tendency myself to be afraid of losing out, losing my money. And one of the things that happened to me when I was a child is I had quite a bit of savings, and my mother took my savings for something when I was still a child. So it was the $2,000 that were mine, she took out of the bank and used it. And so I've always been afraid that I was going to lose my money. So no matter how much money I had or didn't have, I'd have a fear of the loss. And so I did have the time when I had the lack. And certainly in my life, I've had several times of lack. So what the cards are saying for me and for you, to get a new pattern inside of us. And this new pattern has to do with stability. So I was talking to my kids and I was like, you could be the kind of person who's like, I have lots of money and I spend every dime because I just want to have a lot of fun. Or you could be the kind of person that's like, I have a lot of money, but I save every penny because when I die, I want to have a lot of money. So maybe, and I was like, which way is better? And they're like, it's not. You can be whichever way you want to be. And in the end, is that balance to be both secure and steadfast and having fun and expressing yourself. So in this reading, the Four came out twice. The Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Hey. So, Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. 4, 4 leads to 8. So, in your life, if you're going through a period of lack, or a period where you're feeling nervous, or a period of feeling excited and happy and enjoying your life, trust in this divine moment, this moment that has happened for you, this place that you are. So, like I said, I will try to post a couple of pictures of the volcanoes that I got to see on my walk and identify some of the plants and really had a nice time. Come on over to TikTok. A Refuge for Souls is the name of my TikTok. And it's just nice to be part of that community as well. And it kind of shares different things about places. So I hope you do well, and I'll talk to you later.